41. Wild pitch. Here's a great technique to teach your team if your opponent has the bases loaded or runners on second and third. On a wild pitch or passed ball, when your pitcher goes to cover home, have your second baseman go to the base of the pitcher's mound. He's backing up the throw from the catcher to the pitcher in case the ball is overthrown or mishandled. This way, he will prevent an extra run from scoring. This technique has to be practiced and cannot just be told to the second baseman when the situation comes up in a game. It is apparent to everyone who has watched youth baseball games that errors will occur during the game. Teaching players the importance of backing up will go a long way and maybe even save a game or two during the season. 42. Catcher fields bunt. When a batter puts down a bunt, the catcher must pop up from the squat position, take off his mask, and field the ball. When fielding a ball right in front of home plate, the catcher must drift into the field as he picks up the ball so he has a better angle for the throw without hitting the base runner. Dependent upon the skill level of the catcher, 1 or 2 hands can be used to pick up the ball. There are 2 methods for fielding the ball closest to the third base line. Beginning catchers can field the ball like any other ball in front of the plate, making sure that their momentum takes them into the field for a better angle at the first baseman. A more advanced catcher can circle the ball and perform a short, compact spin as he picks up the ball. This will put him in a great position to make an accurate throw. Again, coaches must stress in this drill to make the throw away from the first baseline so that the ball doesn't hit the base runner. 43. Play at plate. Knowing the correct way to block the plate can save the game for your team. As the catcher anticipates a relay throw, he must know where he is in relation to home plate and how far down the third base line the base runner is. If the catcher has enough time, then he can get in between home plate and the base runner and wait for the base runner to slide into his glove. The catcher does not want to give the base runner an opening to home plate. He should use his legs and glove to hide and obstruct the plate. The catcher should also never reach for the base runner to apply the tag. He should always let the base runner come to him. 44. First to third. This drill stretches out a youth player's arm as well as introduces great endurance and conditioning. The players have to throw the longest distance in the infield, from third base to first base. The team is split into 2 equal lines, 1 at first base and 1 at third base. The player at first base will throw the ball to the first person in line at third base. He then throws to the next person in line at first base, who receives the ball like a first baseman. The players at first base will run to the end of the line at third base by way of second base around the diamond after they throw. The players at third base will run to first base by way of home plate around the diamond after they throw the ball. Adding the running in this drill allows the coach to involve all players with very little or no downtime. Coaches should always look to add anything so players are not standing around for any sustained period of time. Coaches should make sure the players are always moving in the same direction. 45. Robbing home runs. The coach will throw a tennis ball toward the fence as if it were a potential home run ball. The player must jump up and try to save the home run. Like in the goalie drill, the players do not have to catch the ball. They will receive a point just for blocking the ball from going over the fence. This drill will teach players to know where the fence is when going back for a ball. Though it might not seem too realistic to practice saving numerous home runs, getting youth players comfortable making plays near a fence is a great concept to teach players on the youth level. And youth players love this drill. Coaches must make sure that the players have fun, but even the most enjoyable game should have a baseball theme to it. 46. Last man standing. Baseball players of any level love competition. In last man standing, players form a line by the shortstop position. The coach creates a large target on top of first base. Here we see a cone, which sits atop a box, all on top of a garbage can. Coaches can be creative and construct any type of target they want. Just make sure it forces the players to aim at the base as if a first baseman were there. The coach hits a hard ground ball to the first player in line. He must field the ball cleanly and throw the ball to the target. If the player does not field the ball cleanly, or if he misses the target, then he's out of the drill. The last player standing, or the last player not to make an error or miss the target, wins the game. After a few repetitions through the line, the coach can move the players back a few steps to make the play more difficult. Remember that young players love using props. Here, the boxes and cones provide an excellent and stimulating challenge for the young players. "47. Out reminders. Always have your players vocalize the number of outs there are. Players will forget, and even coaches need to be reminded. We have to keep letting players on the field know how many outs there are. Coaches should also keep the bench players' heads in the game by constantly asking them the number of outs. The infielders should let the outfielders know how many outs there are after every recorded out.